Hey guys, good morning. Happy Thursday. It's Daryl here. It's bright and freaking early. It's 3:25 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. It's 3:25. You know, if it's this early that I'm wound up about something. All right, today's video is going to be a bit of a rant. There's just a couple things. For the last couple hours, I've been trying to reconcile. I basically have two things that are just getting me steamed this morning, and for the life of me, I don't understand them. And this is going to be basically a rant about two things. This is when I hope that there is right-wingers, alt-right people, Republicans, conservatives, Trump supporters, Ron DeSantis supporters, any of those people watching this channel. Because if you're watching this channel and you're one of those people, please watch this video and help me understand this. Okay, first thing, I came across a couple articles, and the links will be right down below so you could watch this yourself or read it yourself. Number one, Twitter, Donald Trump Jr. Volodymyr Zelensky comes to the United States. Now, I like this guy. I'm gonna get to Ukraine and Zelensky in a minute. But just yesterday, Trump Jr., he's on Twitter again. I lose track with these guys, but apparently I guess he's on Twitter because Twitter took him to task because he called Volodymyr Zelensky basically a world welfare queen. Now, that's not me saying this for the YouTube algorithms because this is an offensive. It refers to the Reagan era and certain groups of people. So it's offensive on a couple of levels. So he refers to Volodymyr Zelensky coming here as and meeting President Biden as a world welfare queen with his hand out for money. That was Donald Trump Jr. Now, Tucker Carlson, I was going to call him Tucker Carlson Jr. Man, I watched Tucker Carlson and he reminds me of Nick Fuentes. They both got those squeaky little voices. As the minute they start getting wound up or angry about it, their voice goes up like this. Oh my God. They sound like Mr. Bill when they get excited. Remember Mr. Bill? If you're my age, you remember Saturday Night Live, Mr. Bill. Anyway, Tucker Carlson calls Volodymyr Zelensky a strip club owner. He's dressed. Tucker Carlson's biggest problem, it seems, with Volodymyr Zelensky is the way he's dressed. Now, like I said, I'll get to the whole situation with Ukraine in 1 second. But his entire country being under the threat of Russian invasion, not the threat of Russian invasion, being invaded by Russia, and everything we see on TV, missiles hitting, the threats of nuclear war from Russia. So yeah, I kind of understand. It kind of drives home the point that Volodymyr Zelensky doesn't come here dressed in a complete suit. If he did come here all shined up with a suit and some rings on and stuff like that, it would make me question. You know, I wonder how the guy could even possibly look this good wearing a sweatshirt coming from basically being on the battlefield every day. So Tucker Carlson goes on to say that he has a problem with, because he says Volodymyr Zelensky isn't coming here to get Russia out of his country. To get rid of the Russian threat, to free his country again. No, he says, Tucker Carlson says that Volodymyr Zelensky wants to overthrow Russia. That's the real reason he's coming here, for money. He wants to destabilize all of Russia, the superpower. He wants to kick Putin out of office, and then Tucker Carlson starts wringing his hands about, oh my God, what's going to happen to the nuclear weapons in Russia when Volodymyr Zelensky takes over Russia and destabilizes it just like Iraq. You know, and I'm sitting there, and my mouth just drops open because there's times when you just hear something so ridiculous and so false and so stupid that I can't believe I'm actually hearing it. Okay, this is the point in the video where I just shut it off. Yeah, it went on for another, 10, 15 minutes. So I guarantee he said even stupider things, but it sometimes gets to the point where my mind just overloads. And I just, this is just so stupid, I can only take so much of it. Okay, Let me tell you what I see. Now, I know if people on the right are watching this, they're going to blame the lying media for what I actually see and hear with my own eyes. When I see the Ukraine, I remember seeing a little girl clutching, it was a stuffed animal, I don't know what it was. A little girl, and she was wearing a pink or red winter jacket. And her parents were hauling their meager belongings in bags, whatever they could grab. And they were running for the border of Poland. This was last year, about 10 months ago when this first thing started. And it's always amazed me. When I look at the Ukraine, it reminds me a lot of how we live here. I'm amazed that there's still, you see pictures of Ukraine even now, 9 or 10 months later, and you actually see people trying to maintain some semblance of normalcy. So, you see cars driving on the street, you see people going to the store and stuff, and thank God America's never faced this kind of invasion before. And then I think about the main exports of Ukraine. It's a lot like the United States: natural gas, petroleum products, and food. A huge portion of the world's food comes from the Ukraine. The reason why there is such a increase in prices around the entire world, the same thing that the right is complaining about, blaming Joe Biden, blaming, during this last election, they blamed representatives from, the district next door here for high food prices in America. It's all the Democrats' fault for high food prices. No, this is because Vladimir Putin invaded this country. Okay, so we have Ukraine here, which looks, from my eyes and my ears, looks an awful lot like America. They enjoy their freedom. They're very proud of their separate history from Russia. I see missiles hitting apartment buildings. I see thousands of dead people. I hear of war atrocities. I've heard in Russian, Russia actually threatened the Ukraine with nuclear weapons, with tactical nuclear weapons, and the United States if we get involved. So yeah, I think it's kind of important. It seems if you have any ounce of compassion, or even if you have any self-interest for your own, paying the ridiculous prices. I'm paying like $9 for a dozen eggs right now. That you might want to resolve this conflict. The people of the Ukraine, from what I see and hear, will fight to their very last living soul to protect their land, just like Americans. Like I said, I can relate. When I look at the Ukraine, I see Americans. I see us. I see thousands of people fleeing for the borders, missiles hitting everywhere. So it makes me wonder, Tucker Carlson, Don Trump Jr. are supposed to be patriots, making America great again and all this other stuff. And yet they have no compassion and no common sense that they want to resolve this situation and maybe help. Is there any other choice, really? Can you just turn a blind eye to this? Do they not remember the lessons of World War II? When for a long time we did turn a blind eye and we said we didn't want to get involved. Germany, it's not, if Germany invades you, it's not our problem. We're not us, not about us. And we almost lost that one. Whenever I see it or think about it or watch movies on World War II, I see how dangerously close we came to losing that war to a madman. So we kind of learned that lesson about isolationism doesn't freaking work. Because when people like Vladimir Putin start taking over countries and start asserting their power, they keep going. Okay, got that off my chest. I don't understand it. I don't understand unless this is all about the Hunter Biden laptop. And really, the Trump tax situation just came out. And Trump hasn't paid taxes in 10 or 15 years. He's made hundreds of millions of dollars and hasn't paid like $150 or $750 in taxes. And he's lied about it. He totally lied about his taxes being audited. And yet, the people on the right expect us to get all upset about Hunter Biden's laptop. Oh my God, Hunter Biden, the addict, made some money because his father was in the Senate or in Congress, or was a vice president at that time. And he made some extra money. So I'm supposed to get all excited about or even if Twitter was censoring or trying to see where the Hunter Biden story was coming from. Was it coming from Russia, misinformation? And they expect us to get all, why isn't America all up in arms about the Hunter Biden laptop story? Okay, I'm going off track on that one. Let me move on to this, and this is going to be short and sweet. I hear conservatives and Republicans, Trump supporters, alt-right, complain about the elitists. Like whenever you hear somebody like Tom Hanks or Robert De Niro, what's his name, the doctor from COVID, I can't remember his name now. They're called elitists, the Democrats, the limousine liberals. And I hear them call people on the right like this, or people on the left like this, elitists. And I look at Donald Trump, a man with gold toilets, not paying anything in taxes, basically being a deadbeat U.S. citizen. Not a deadbeat dad, a deadbeat U.S. citizen. And then I look at Elon Musk, the richest man in the world. The richest man in the world, and maybe the second or third richest man with gold toilets, not paying any taxes. And those same people are calling people that read books or have an education or actually believe in science and not superstition and conspiracy theories. We call them elitists. I don't get that. One last thing. I'm not pushing the Bible on anybody, but people on the right are all about Jesus and God and Christianity is America and all that. So I have the Bible right here. All right, and there's a passage in the Bible. I think it's Matthew. Stick with me here, Matthew 19:24, and I'll sum it up for you. It's right here in the Bible, Matthew 19:24. It is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than it is for a rich man to get into the kingdom of heaven. Elon Musk is the richest man in America, in the world. So there's basically no chance. He's going to hell, basically. So the Bible, Jesus, this is a quote from Jesus Christ, that wealthy rich men are not going to, it's virtually impossible for wealthy men like Elon Musk and Donald Trump to go to the kingdom of heaven. Jesus Christ talking about Donald Trump and Elon Musk not going to heaven. No freaking way are they coming here. How do you reconcile this? Help me out here. I know this was a rambling video, and not like my usual ones, but I had to get this off my chest. I've been fuming here and there on Facebook, on Instagram, and Twitter, and everywhere about these two basic things: Volodymyr Zelensky versus Vladimir Putin. How can you possibly turn a blind eye when the Ukraine looks just like the United States? And it's the reason our gas prices and our food prices are going up. It's because Russia invaded the Ukraine. How can you support Russia? It goes against your own best interests. And how can you call people like Tom Hanks elitists when your guy has gold toilets or is the wealthiest man in the world? It's hypocrisy beyond my comprehension. Thank you for watching this rant. Have a good Thursday.